This is gonna be a long ass video. What's up going guys, my name is Nico and I welcome you yet to another video. Today guys, I'm gonna do a most controversial video you will ever see on my channel, and that is gonna be the top 10 strongest commanders in Rise of Kingdoms. If you wanna know who's the strongest commander in Rise of Kingdoms, well, stick to the video. Before we go ahead and start, feel free to subscribe to the channel, it will help me out a lot. So yeah, let's go ahead and start the video. Now, two disclaimers before we go ahead and jump into the top 10. First, we are gonna talk about honorable mentions. The first honorable mention in this video is absolutely gonna be William. William's always one of the strongest Cav commanders. He is, in my opinion, top 4 Cav commander as for right now. He has AoE damage, he has some nice stats, of course, instant proc damage. Or is it instant proc damage? No, it's only if surrounded damage. So yeah, I think it's instant proc. Like, his 4th skill is not super strong, but it's fine, I guess. His expertise is pretty fine too, so yeah. And of course, the last honorable mention is gonna be Gorgo, because Gorgo is very strong, a very powerful commander, and yeah, I don't have to say anything about Gorgo. The reason why she is not so powerful is because she's super slow, alright? And unfortunately, if she had the Smite talent tree, I might as well just put her into the top 10, because the 10th strongest commander is not as strong as Gorgo, but there is more options for him than for Gorgo as for right now. But last honorable mention that we are gonna mention is, of course, our boy YSG. Do I even have to talk about him? YSG has super good AoE damage factor, and that's like it, alright? He deals a lot of damage, he has triple museum buff, so he is good, but just outside the top 10. There's no denying on that. But as for right now, let's jump into the list. On number 10, we have Alexander the Great. Before all of your haters are gonna jump in and gonna be like, why are you taking Alexander the Great? Hear me out, alright? Damage absorbing shield, instant proc damage, healing reduction, and he is immune against all damage reduction debuffs, stats, infantry march speed, and we are talking about 30% march speed, so he's gonna be fast as fuck, boy. Another stats, and of course his expertise, absolutely super powerful debuff. 3 units take 30 more damage. I mean, come on, we're talking about a top 10 commander, there's no denying. And if you're not convinced, then he also has a double museum relic. So yes, in my opinion, Alexander the Great is a top 10 commander, but just itching the top 10. This list might as well change in the next few months, I guess. Coming to number 9, we are gonna talk about Ashurbanipal. The reason why he is so high, or why he even is in the top 10, I mean, he deals 5 target AoE. It's a fan, unfortunately, but it is still huge. An additional 1,000 to the targeted troops, so like, this is really okay, alright? He has really nice AoE, really nice stats. He has even archer march speed, so this is really huge. He of course has some skill damage bonus and some normal damage reduction, unfortunately only if he's attacking a city, alright? So the skill damage bonus is the most important on him. Of course, he then has another buff for himself for skill damage, which is really nice, but only if he's a rallied one. So yeah, and of course his expertise, where he has the option of getting a lot amount of stats. Like, the best of course is, in my opinion, 30% health, or the troop deals 20 more skill damage. Really nice. In my opinion, Ashurbanipal is number 9, but the number 9 and number 8 are very close to each other. In fact, a lot of people will tend to play with these two. I'm putting Ashurbanipal on number 9, but he might as well be on number 8. Coming to number 8, it is gonna be Boudica Prime, and that's why I said Ashurbanipal and Boudica Prime. Whether you want Ashurbanipal on number 9 or 8, these two are just very similar. I rank Boudica Prime higher because of her expertise. She has a 80% chance to be immune against all control effects. I know it's not 100%, but it is huge, alright? She also has some really nice damage factor. Unfortunately, only single target, but of course there is a 35% skill damage taken increase. And of course we are talking about Archer March Speed, only 10%, but it's fine, I guess. There are a lot of stats. Of course, here's some more stats and skill damage reduction. There we have some healing factor and infantry damage, like bonus damage against infantries. So Boudica Prime is still in the top 8 as the strongest commander, but she is also fading away, and with the new archers coming soon, she might as well get replaced. Coming to number 7, and number 6 was very close in my opinion, but I get that a lot of people will say otherwise. Number 7 is gonna be Guan Yu, and the reason for Guan Yu being so high, he has super powerful AoE damage, but the most important on his AoE damage is his silence, because he will silence free enemy troops, which is absolutely gorgeous, which basically means, here we have that, silenced troops cannot use active skills. So this is really good. The reason why I don't want to rank Guan Yu higher than number 6 is because of his second skill. It's only a skill if you attack cities and strongholds, unfortunately. And of course, his third and fourth skill are really decent. Of course, his expertise is, a lot of people tend to say it's not that good, but after receiving a shield, he deals 15% more skill damage, and after leaving a building or a resource point, it gets like 100% march speed for 3 seconds, which makes him basically super fast while running away, which is really decent, really nice. So Guan Yu absolutely deserved in the top 7. I might as well, me personally, I would put him on number 6, but I don't want to be super controversial, so I might just as well let him be on the number 7. Now talking about number 6, we are gonna talk about the new kid on the block, William Wallace. Hear me out, alright? The reason why I personally would rank Guan Yu higher is because of this silence, but I know that William Wallace in a single 1v1, William Wallace will always outperform Guan Yu. He has the smite damage talent tree, which is absolutely, as for right now, probably the strongest tree next to support and skill damage tree. So it really depends whether we want the smite damage, support tree, or skill damage tree. One of these three trees is absolutely strongest. He has tons of smite damage. He has, of course, some really decent stats, like march speed, for example, is really always nice. Infantry health bonus is always nice. Some damage increased, of course, normal damage bonuses and smite damage bonuses, and a pretty, I don't know how to say his like expertise skill, but I don't know if it's a buff for him or a debuff for him, however you want to call it. His expertise is not bad, although I wouldn't call it the strongest expertise, but he is really decent in my opinion. So well deserved number 6, and yeah, he's not ranking higher than that, maybe in the future, but as for right now, number 6, well deserved. Coming up next, we have Scipio Africanus, and the reason why I rank him higher than William Wallace is he has AoE damage, he has a super powerful debuff in health reduction. So AoE Scipio Africanus, he is still very strong. Of course, there he has the stats, march speed bonus, it's 5 less than what the William Wallace has, but he has, of course, infantry march speed if triggered, so this is really nice. Of course, here we have the infantry health bonus and additional instant proc damage, and here we also have damage reduction and direct damage factor absorbing shield, which is the reason Scipio exists, is basically making Guan Yu a playable commander. And trust me, if we don't see another strong smite damage commander, I will probably still go with Guan Yu paired with Scipio Africanus, because these two are made for each other, because he's providing a shield, so Guan Yu's expertise will deal more damage, and this expertise, if the current target is silenced, they will gain 30% more rage, the rage gets there faster. So we have a Scipio Africanus that is gonna be absolutely super broken. So Scipio Africanus, number 5 on my list. Now number 4 is gonna be a tight place, because I really could not decide whether I want this guy or our Qubing. Qubing has the higher damage and of course has a March speed reduction, but Nevsky has not that high damage, but he has a better debuff for this is the defense reduction per stack is really high, alright? His debuff is just higher. He has more stats, and of course cavalry health bonus is always really nice, but Huo is, I don't know, it really depends whether you like Huo or Nevsky more, because they both have very similar stats. Huo is more damage dealer, and of course is a little faster because of the March speed reduction, and of course for warp chaining, because of his healing factor, he has what it takes to be a good warp chaining commander. Nevsky is gonna be a little tankier, a lot of tankier, but he is also not gonna be as good for warp chaining. But if he gets swarmed, he has his powerful skill debuff is defense debuff, I'm sorry, it's gonna be super powerful. So it really depends whether you want Nevsky more or Huo more. I would rank both at the same place, because both of them are just equally strong, equally powerful, and yeah. And coming up to the top 3, we have Joan of Arc Prime. The reason why I rank Joan of Arc Prime higher than Qubing and Nevsky is pretty simple. She has AoE damage factor, and of course almost a double AoE damage, and of course cavalry health bonus, which is always really nice. But the reason why everybody plays Joan of Arc Prime is AoE damage factor. 2000 damage factor is not that much, alright? But of course there is rage gain and damage bonus, some really decent stats in my opinion. Here, this skill, the first skill, is the most uninteresting, but this skill is so high. Probability of 100% that you will deal double amount of AoE damage. I mean, come on, this is super strong. And her, I don't know, her expertise is not that powerful. It makes a difference, but not that much in my opinion. So Joan of Arc absolutely, definitely should be at number 3. There is no denying. And she is currently the strongest cavalry commander in the game. Now coming on top 2, we have Hermann Prime. Hermann Prime is, in my opinion, stronger than Joan of Arc Prime, but not by much, not by far. The reason why he is stronger is because of course, AoE damage, free enemy troops, but of course because of his poison stacks. He of course has some attack bonus, defense bonus, and March speed bonus, which we always want to see on every single archer commander. And of course there we have AoE skill damage bonus, defense reduction, and archer damage bonus versus infantries, and of course another more buffs for the poison stacks. But his expertise is not that strong. The same goes for Joan of Arc Prime. The more important are the few skills, the first skill, second, third skill. The fourth skill is not as important as the first 3. On Joan of Arc Prime, it's the first, second, and the fourth skill. And the reason why I want to rank Hermann Prime higher is because his debuff is just so powerful. Although Joan of Arc Prime has a double AoE, Hermann Prime's debuff is just stronger. So Hermann Prime absolutely deserve on number 2. Now coming on to number 1, we have a tight place, because I really cannot decide whether I want Liu Che on number 1 or Zhuge Liang. I will do a dedicated video where we will talk about these two commanders, the difference between Liu Che and Zhuge Liang and the other commanders, Like we talked about Hermann being the second strongest in my opinion, after Liu Che and Zhuge Liang, of course. And the difference is, if Zhuge Liang and Liu Che are like 95s out of 100, Hermann is like 80, or maybe a little higher than 80. So the difference is huge. Like Zhuge Liang and Liu Che, super powerhouses. There should be no denying. Every time you see this Liu Che popping up in the Wheel of Fortune and you don't have him maxed out, or Zhuge Liang, max those two commanders. Those are, and those will be for a long period of time, at least for another year, the strongest commanders in the game. Absolutely no denying. And there you have it. This is it with the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, feel free to subscribe to the channel. It will help me a lot. And this video took very long to prepare. Don't kill me in the comments because your favorite commander is not on the list, or isn't ranked higher than he should be. This is my list and this is my point of view on it. So yeah, I'm Nico and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.